how shopping malls are being transformed into apartments. That's the crazy title, not gonna lie. Never thought that freaking malls will turn into apartments, dude. What?
So welcome to the teeny tiny shoebox apartment inside the arcade. There are lots of other...
That's a mall? Nah, dude, that doesn't even... I mean, okay, so they are really changing like a whole mall into really apartments. Oh, that's it. I thought like it looks like a mall, like a shops, but people would be living in it. You know, instead of they would selling things or anything to buy, they are just living. But this really looks like a nice apartment building, not gonna lie. Looks really cool.
others in the building just like this. So mine is about 250 square feet. There's a walkway right in front of the facade because this used to be a shop front, and so people had to access all of the shops in the building.
While malls...
Oh, JCPenney have gone really down, man. JCPenney kind of died.
Across the U.S. are facing store closures and empty parking lots.
Yeah.
Some are finding a new life from an unlikely source. We are here at the Arcade Mall in Providence, Rhode Island, the oldest indoor shopping mall in the country.
Oh,
the arcade
that's why it looks like
been
that.
A center point in Providence's bustling downtown. But like other malls, it fell on hard times and was completely vacant. But rather than letting this historic building fall into ruin, developers came in and decided to build 48 micro lofts here on the second floor and up here.
Damn, looks really nice, ain't gonna lie. Looks really chill, vibey. I mean, if I would gladly live there, dude. I mean, if the rent is less than outside, and that kind of looks safe and cool, and I'm sure it's not as big as the ones outside, and you won't have that open up environment, you know, like you go out to your go outside, but you know, and you see, you know, if you're on second floor, you are not really on, I mean, you are on second floor, but you cannot see what's going on outside, but still it's a cool place.
On the third floor. While top-tier malls continue to be in high demand, nearly 34 million square feet of U.S. mall space is vacant and off the market. Almost 70% of Americans live within an hour of a mall that has a high vacancy rate, low consumer traffic, or is abandoned altogether.
Yeah, I think so. This online shopping and Amazon and, you know, online shopping have affected malls a lot, especially now as well, you know. And yeah, malls have really been going down since past few years. Yeah.
At the same time, the country is facing a massive housing deficit of
Right.
4.5
Even Canada
million
is really
homes.
facing that.
There's a housing problem in a lot of markets across the U.S., right? This is an opportunity to find land and have a built-in customer base to get people into the mall.
Monday through Friday, this is really busy down here. It's definitely, you know, people in the offices working, getting lunch or whatever, and my barber's downstairs.
So it's like a mall on the first floor, and second floor people are living. Sounds sick.
As of January 2022, at least 192 U.S. malls plan to add a housing component.
Wow.
The U.S. has about 1,100 regional and super regional malls, about 8.5% lower than 2015. So, can new housing developments help revive the classic American mall? And what's it like to live inside one? CNBC went to Providence, Rhode Island to find out.
Wow, nice. Rhode Island, huh? How shopping malls are being transformed into apartments. Living in a mall, yeah.
Amy Hinion has been living on the top floor of a 3-story mall in Providence, Rhode Island for the past 2.5 years.
What's it like to live
2.5
at the mall?
years.
It's really great. It's cool to be part of such a historic building and knowing that every single one of these units used to be a shop of some kind.
But living in a converted store,
But is it really safe? Like, why the doors and it doesn't look that safe, like anybody can break in easily? I don't know.
does present some challenges.
Here is my very tiny kitchen. It is very small, but it is workable. And one of the interesting things about the units in the building is that because of codes, you can't have any cooking devices with an open flame. So none of the units have stoves or ranges.
Okay.
Do you ever have any concerns about privacy?
Not really. It's something you get used to living in the building, having people coming and going. Everybody has blinds in their apartment that they can raise or lower as they like.
Despite those challenges, residents say having access to shops and restaurants makes living at the Arcade a unique experience.
I get my hair cut in the salon downstairs, and there's
Cool.
little lunch spots, so you don't even have to
Leave the building.
There's a bookstore downstairs, and they'll do author talks in the private lounge area.
Avoiding New England's sometimes stormy weather is, of course, another perk.
If it's like pouring rain outside or if it's snowy, you just really can't be bothered to go out in the weather, you can still go downstairs and take
Yeah, that's really good idea as well.
advantage of those amenities.
Yeah, I like it,
And
dude.
it's not just long-term renters that are attracted to the mall. Scott Sheehan is a real estate investor and rents out his apartment on Airbnb. Some of these
Okay.
business owners that are down on the first floor, how important is it to them to kind of have a built-in customer base with these residents on the second and third floor?
I know a lot of folks are very loyal to, many of the bars, restaurants, clothing stores
I'm
downstairs.
hungry as hell
So,
right now, man.
The business
Don't show me
folks
burrito.
downstairs definitely are interested in maintaining that relationship with the residents.
You definitely feel like you're part of the community more so than if you were just
The
in
arcade.
a standard apartment building. It has been interesting with people trying to unlock my door thinking that this is an Airbnb apartment. So sometimes you have to deal with the public more than you would in a regular home. But for me, that's a small compromise.
The new anchor store housing.
When a mall dies, communities lose more than just a shopping destination. Malls often serve as economic hubs, generating billions in tax revenue and creating thousands of jobs. In 2020, U.S. malls and shopping centers contributed $400 billion in tax revenue. When
Wow.
malls close, it triggers an economic domino effect. Local businesses suffer, jobs are lost, and vacant spaces become eyesores.
Yeah,
To combat
true.
this, developers are transforming dead malls into mixed-use spaces, offices, medical facilities, and housing.
That's really good.
Of these conversions, nearly 54% are being used for residences and office space. Once upon a time, retailers like Macy's and JCPenney were the anchors of America's malls.
Yeah, now they
But
are dead.
department stores are shrinking. Macy's plans to close 150 of its namesake stores by 2027.
Yeah, man.
JCPenney, which has already closed hundreds of stores since declaring bankruptcy,
Yeah, I remember it was one really big JCPenney was really close to my home, and yeah, they closed like 2-3 years ago, man. Like maybe more time ago.
is closing
They're really
4
suffering.
more between this year and next, despite a $1 billion turnaround investment plan.
When you have dead retail space, it can be easier to clear that. Most of what a retail site is parking lot. So you don't have to demo much to demo a parking lot, and the buildings themselves are generally easier to demo and then adapt into a retail space.
The Arcade is a little bit different than some of the other mall-based residential projects out there. Most of them, like the one at Flatiron Crossing in Broomfield, Colorado, are adjacent to the mall and
Mall and apartments. Wait, have I been here? But really, I can tell it's a Colorado, as they said Colorado as well. But yeah, looks like
connected
Colorado.
by green spaces or walkways.
Colorado
This
is
was a vacant
amazing,
parking
man.
lot, underutilized parking here at the mall, and we, decided to go. There's a mixed-use project here.
All of the benefits that the shopping center itself bring to the equation. You have a highly amenitized residential project that's much more desirable than something that might just be, in an isolated location.
Not only does it meet housing needs, but it also revitalizes the property by bringing in a new customer base that can boost on-site restaurants, gyms, and entertainment venues.
True. Yeah, what are
While
the
housing in
challenges?
malls
Tell me those.
Sounds promising. It's not without its challenges. Zoning laws can be a major hurdle. Malls are typically zoned for commercial or mixed use, not multifamily residential. Developers often need approval from local jurisdictions to move forward.
Like any other developer, are having to navigate things like interest rates, construction costs, the capital markets, and so on.
Another obstacle is design.
Yeah.
Most malls have limited windows, which are essential for residential spaces
True,
because they
true.
need natural light, making it difficult to convert certain parts of the mall. Usually, only the exterior-facing retail spaces are suitable for housing. Converting commercial office space into apartments is another trend, but it's often very expensive. A study found that in 5 U.S. metro areas hit hardest by remote work, the estimated office acquisition price would need to drop by 50% for the conversion to be financially feasible.
Damn.
Conversion projects are really tricky because, a lot depends upon existing conditions, which you might not always know about. But to give you a range, on a very low end, you'd be looking at maybe $200 a square foot to convert.
Wow.
Where on the upper end, you might be looking more at like $800 or more per square foot to convert.
Despite those headwinds, malls across America just might have a second chance if they can truly become the housing hubs of the future.
The mall is becoming cool again. And so being able to live by it, work by it, play by it, go to restaurants by it, we're definitely seeing this as a trend.
Some people are confused and they'll say, like, why would you want to live in a space that's small? But for me,
Yeah, I think so. If you're just one person or even a couple, maybe you can kind of adjust in these apartments. Honestly, it looks like that. I mean, they're not that big, but they're also not that small as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure 2 people can kind of easily live here. And I don't know, looking her apartment, it looks very nice, very cozy. Not gonna lie.
it's about
And I'm sure she did made a lot of changes for the video they are come because I'm sure they told her we are coming in. I'm sure she set up all the stuff, but still looks very clean, nice, cozy. Actually,
having a reasonable apartment at a reasonable price that will force me out into the community and interacting with the people outside. The point is not to stay in the 250 square foot studio.
Yeah, go out,
to interact with
shops.
the downtown that you're living in.
Nice one. I have never seen one in real life. This type of apartment in a mall. I never thought about that. Oh, the shopping malls converting into apartments. That's really crazy to hear or think. Because usually shopping malls, when they go down. They go down and they maybe full on remove the building, or they full on just die. No one goes on that road which goes towards the mall. Like that starts to happen. But yeah, that's really cool, like they did that. And as they said in the video too, many other malls or many other places, they have started to do that. Or even the building doesn't go down, they have started to do themselves, like on the first floor or first few floors they make they have shops to shop around for customers, but on the top few floors they got people living, real people living there, and paying the rent and living the apartment. And it's good for, I think so, it's a really good idea. I don't know whoever came up with, but yeah, good idea. And of course it have challenges. You cannot have the stove and other stuff, and not much space, and many other challenges you can say. But I think so it's more towards the benefits than challenges, you can say. But yeah, overall really good one. And yeah, her apartment looked good, her apartment looked nice. I don't know how all these are, how big I couldn't really tell how big it is. But yeah, according to few shots inside, like it wasn't too big and also not too small. But I feel like 2 people, if they are really together, they might be able to adjust in there. But yeah, overall really good video from CNBC, man. But yeah, this is a new thing for me.